my background's a little complicated. I grew up with a mom, dad, brother, and all that would change when I was 5, when my father, who was a Vietnam vet, wanting to provide for our family, thought the best way to do that would be by betting our house on the stock market. Well, he found out that the deal lost, and he thought the best way to take care of his family would be by killing himself. So he went into the garage, he closed the garage door, he turned on the engine, and about a half an hour later, when my mom pulled him out of the garage, his short-term memory was gone. So I grew up in my life without my father. So I'm primed and ready for something to come fill that space. I mean, what found me was pornography. When I was 12 years old, I was walking down the street and there was a brown paper bag. And inside that bag were torn up pictures of hardcore pornography. So I shared it with a neighborhood friend of mine, and he was so excited, and he offered me $20 on the spot. So from 12 years of age, I became a porn peddler. And then it would be the next year from another friend. He said, "I've got something to show you." And he went into his parents' bedroom, and they had a stash of pornographic videos. He would come over actually one time, and we would be watching at my house. And my mom's boyfriend at the time was coming in the door. Well, I got caught. And a little bit later on that week, my mom and I would sit down, and she would ask me, "What do you know about sex?" I said, "I know enough." And that was the extent of my sexual education growing up. And then pretty soon thereafterwards, I was introduced to the internet. And quickly during high school, I began to find that I had a developing compulsion. I think in the midst of the training I was receiving, all of this lust led to this anger. I started to project a lot of this anger on women because I started to see them as the enemy. Women are my playthings. Relationships are manufactured for the moment. Life is about me. That's the programming I got. My sexuality is about serving my own libido. And it would get me in trouble because I wasn't able to enter into healthy relationships for years and years. And what had to happen was I had to deal with the wounds that were inside of me. As time went on, pornography use became more and more in my life. I was certainly thinking about it in the background. I distinctly remember I would be on a Sunday night, for instance, I'd be out playing volleyball, and I'd be driving home. It's 12:30 in the a.m., thinking about what am I going to watch? What am I going to seek out? I know that it's going to steal my sleep from me, but I've got to get my fix in tonight because I won't be able to sleep without it. So fast forward, went into college. I actually went to seminary. I was in seminary for 4 years. And pornography came with me. And I'm struggling with this, going to confession and trying to deal with the wound here. And I like to say I tried everything. I went numb. I didn't feel anything for a period of about 2 years. So I can't relate to people. I can't really connect to people. My interiority and my insides are being torn apart, and I feel really trapped. I began to experience a physical pain on the left part of my face, and I never knew what it was. I thought it was just kind of normal. This is the way my body is, and it wasn't until actually doing some deep healing prayer, discovering this is shame. Whereas guilt is, I've done a bad thing. Shame is, I'm a bad person with no inherent worth. My value was nothing. And because I couldn't connect with others emotionally, I was very bankrupt in, shall we say, the relationship part. What I wanted most was relationship, but I didn't know how to do it because I had been trained to run to stuff, to hide, to ignore those feelings, and just put on a happy face and pretend like everything's okay. But everything wasn't okay. Where my low point hit was, it was a Saturday night. It was 11:30 p.m. I'm doing the dishes in the kitchen. And I fell to the floor. I said, God, I can't do this. I need help. I need to be free. I'm trapped. I'm alone, and I'm scared that none of this is ever going to change. What I did was I had been on this journey of self-discovery, of who I really am, in the midst of still praying, still trying to be a good Catholic and to live this. I was led to something called intensive trauma therapy, where I had to work through this stuff. We actually processed all my pornography use, all of my unchaste behavior, ways in which I had not loved. During this time, I also met a lovely young lady. She kind of liked me, and I kind of liked her. We would begin dating, and on the Feast of All Saints, I would ask her to be my wife, which she said yes. There was no need to hide. She knew my story. There was total acceptance. Now, about 14 months later, this little human being came forth from my wife. And realizing that this was the extension of where my masculinity needed to go, into fatherhood. Because I had spent so much of my life, a struggle, trying to become free from. Now discovering it's about freedom for, freedom to love, freedom to serve. And in doing this, I found fulfillment that pornography, unchaste behavior, can never fulfill. The effect of me being healed and being free from pornography is one word: joy. I've experienced joy that I never thought was possible, and a genuine gratitude. Accountability certainly was part of it, being able to open up, get real with someone, that I don't have to be afraid that I can share this with others. I don't have to listen to the voice of shame that says I'm unlovable, that says that I will never be accepted. No, now I'm fully accepted, I'm fully loved for who I am, albeit imperfectly. And now I'm able to share all of myself with others. And knowing this freedom has been given to me, I'm able to find gratitude in all these other little things in life, whether it's playing games with my family and spending family time together there, whether it's spending time with my men's council and we are growing together. It's helped me to know that my life really does have value and that my life is meant for others. And through the gift of my wife and our love, I am empowered and emboldened to be the man that I'm supposed to be.